Welcome back to the GSMC Dead Ball Sports Podcast, hosted by GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Nolan Jamber. And today, we got a wide variety of things to talk about. NBA playoffs, right around the corner, who's ranked where we're going to go from there. Then we got who we're going to rank, NBA first team, second team, third team, sticking with the NBA. Bounce over to the NFL, talk about the Cleveland Browns, a lot going on over there. Let's talk about that. Then we're going to go to the MLB Power Rankings for only 2 weeks into the season, but never hurts to, talk about some Power Rankings too early. Never hurts. And then finally, we ended off with the MLB lockout, potential MLB lockout at the end of the season. Before we get into any of that, though, tips and donations. Tips and donations are a great way to show you guys appreciate the content we put out. And by sending tips and donations, it really means the world. It really means you guys care about the content that we are putting out. So if you do want to tip or donate, please feel free to do so with the link in the bio description if you're watching this through the video. If you're in the live stream, the super chat and the stickers are the best way to do so. If you don't want to donate, you want to leave a comment, that's perfectly okay as well. If you're in the live stream, live chat, I'll get to that as soon as I see it. And if you're not, if you want to leave it not in the live stream, in the comment section, I'll get to that as soon as I see it as well. Just so you know, I get to answer your question in the comment or just talk to you next time you're in the stream. But like I said, if you do want to tip or donate, the 2 links in the bio and description. If you're in the live stream, super chat and sticker are the best way to do so. I love just being able to donate really means a lot. So if you guys feel free so, please do so. With that being said, let's get into the content for today, shall we? Like I said first, the NBA postseason. Right around the corner. This is the best time of year for the NBA. It's the best. Postseason basketball. Who doesn't love some good postseason basketball, am I right? The vibes are the best, the players play the best, and they're playing for something. The NBA championship. One of the most important, obviously it's the most important time of the year. A lot going on in the NBA. Who's playing well, who's not. So let's just start it off. Let's get into it. Let's just talk about it. So, the Western Conference is still a war zone as always. And the Eastern Conference has been set for who knows how long now, for a week and a half. It's been set. Every seed, every team has been set for so long now. But the West is still a war zone as always. Let's start with the East first. It's a lot easier to talk about the East because, they're already all set. They're already all ready to go. Excuse me. First off, we got the Cavaliers in the 1 seed. They've been dominating the East all season long. They're the contentious number 1 seed. Boston's at 2. They could flip-flop. These teams are both so good. They're so, dominant on both sides of the ball, both teams. They play well on both sides of the ball. They have everybody who they need. The teams themselves are just playing so well. And Cleveland and Boston are the reasons. They are the 2 best teams in the East. And even with the Knicks in the 3rd seed, the Knicks have not beaten the Cavs or the Celtics once this year. They are a very weak 1-3 seed, unfortunately, to say so. They will not go far in the playoffs. They will be a best semifinal team and probably not make it out of that. It just shows that, they're not. You think how good they play in the regular season. You think they do well in the postseason. But when you haven't beat either the Celtics or the Cavaliers once this season in the regular season, they're just not built for it. Yeah, they can win in the first round, the first round, but past that, they're playing teams that they can't beat, and they're just not a good 3 seed. Then you got the Indiana Pacers at the 4 seed. Very interesting. They're a team, they're a team that makes no noise in the regular season for some reason, and then comes out come playoff time, bang. And then they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals last year, and yeah, they got swept, but still, they made it. Can't hate that. Got Milwaukee at the 5. Even with Dame out, the Greek Freak and Giannis is still just playing absolute phenomenal basketball. It's Giannis. It's Giannis. MVP, Finals MVP. He's one of the best basketball players in the world right now. And there's a reason even without Dame, he's carrying them to a 5 seed. The Detroit Pistons in the 6 seed is something that I really do enjoy seeing. Seeing this team, so many young stars, so much potential on this team. Who doesn't like to see the Detroit Pistons in the playoffs? Even me from Detroit, even from Michigan. I love it. I love to see this after losing so many games last year. Who doesn't like to see, the Pistons in the playoffs? Because I sure don't. I sure love to see them in the playoffs, and I'm not opposed to it whatsoever. I can see them making a decent run. Will they? I'm not sure, but I would love to see if they do. Then we got the 7 seed Magic playing the 8 seed Hawks in the first round. And like I've said so many times before, the Hawks will most likely not make it out of the play-in. Maybe if they do, it'll be an 8 seed, but they will lose to the Magic first round. The Magic are a better defensive team. Yeah, the Hawks are a better offensive team, I guess you could say. But even with the Hawks, being so dominant in the play-in, I guess. I mean, they don't do well in the playoffs. And they're just a really mediocre team, and the Hawks will just lose to the Magic just based off the Magic's defensive play. And so the Magic would be put at the 7 seed to play the Boston Celtics first round. And then you got the 9 seed Bulls to play the 10 seeded Heat in the second play-in game. And with that, the winner moves on, the loser's out. So the winner of that game between the Heat and the Bulls, I think, will be the Heat. But the Bulls have been playing really good this past few weeks. And actually, take that back. The Bulls will win this game because of how well they've been playing. They're hot. They've been playing really good the past few weeks. Even with the Heat, I mean, Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo. I mean, they're just not as good without Jimmy Butler, who is their star. So without him, they just unfortunately can't beat the Bulls. And the Bulls will go on to play the 8 seed of the Hawks in the second play-in game to get the 8 seed. And I think the Hawks will win that game just because, the Hawks are just always a play-in team for some reason. They always make it. So the final seeding will be the 7 seed Magic and then the 8 seed Hawks, both at the 7 and 8 seed, just how it is. And the 9 seeded Bulls and 10 seeded Heat will just be eliminated. So then Cleveland, they'll sweep the Hawks first round. Boston could be challenged with the Magic because of how good their defensive play is, but their offensive play just isn't nearly good enough to contend with the Celtics. So maybe they'll get 1 or 2 games, so the Celtics should move on. Then you got New York versus Detroit. Realistically, I'm being so serious. I do think the Detroit Pistons could beat them in a 7-game series. I think they will. In a 7-game series, the Pistons will win. I think that right now they're a better team than the Knicks, and they just played the Knicks last night. They beat them again, 3-0 in the season. I think with that in mind, them going into the playoffs against the top 3 team in the East, they're ready to play, they're ready to win, and they will beat the Knicks in a 7-game series. And then Indy versus Milwaukee, I mean, who knows? I mean, I'm going to take Milwaukee because I think they have better depth, but even with Dame out, that is the big factor of why maybe they will lose, but you'll never know. But as of right now, I do have Milwaukee winning. And then going through the East, I mean, it's gonna be Cleveland and Boston. Either one of those teams making it to the Eastern Conference Finals or the NBA Finals, regardless of which one is it playing for the Eastern Conference Finals seed game at that point. It's gonna be whatever one of those teams is playing. They're going to win and go to the finals. But I do think the Boston Celtics will make it to the finals. They're looking to 2-peat, go back-to-back, and, get a bigger lead on the Lakers for how many total championships. They're already 1 ahead of the Lakers because last year, and getting 1 more, putting them 2 ahead. Well, that's always helpful to get 2 ahead of your competition. Let's go to the Western Conference now. The West is still a war zone. I mean, there's still a few games left to play, and there's no team. The top 3 teams are locked in. Every other team from 4 to 10 is still, movable. You can still interchange them. You got OKC at the 1. Yeah, that makes sense. They've been the 1 seed the entire season, and they will end up as the 1 seed. Houston at 2. Very just surprising to see Houston at the 2. I mean, they weren't that good last year, and, here they are now, being the number 2 seed in the very tough Western Conference. You do like to see that for Houston fans. LA at the 3. Luka has changed this team so much. Luka is the reason they are here right now. I think if they still had AD and Max Christie and they never made that trade, they could still be in the playoffs for sure. They could definitely be a 4, 5, 6 seed. But since Luka's here and he's playing great basketball, he's the reason they're in the 3 seed because he's playing so good. Then you got here the interchangeables. Denver at the 4. They should be there. They are the best player in the world in Jokic on that team right now. I mean, it just makes total sense. They're a phenomenal team. And, I mean, there's nothing more to say. They're a phenomenal team that deserve to be there. Even with the firing of Michael Malone, with their interim head coach and the GM gone as well. I mean, they're still the best team. Jokic is still the best player in the world. And if he plays the right way, he will take them back to their NBA final. The Clippers at the 5. Nobody's talking about the Clippers at all. It's insane that nobody's talking about the Clippers. I love the Clippers, so it's so weird to see that, but it's insane. But they are a very sneaky team in the West and could make a deep run as well. Golden State, the 6. I mean, you get a nice little LA Golden State game going first round. Yeah, that's going to be cinema. LeBron versus Curry. Yeah, I'm in for it. Memphis versus Minnesota, the 7 and 8 seed. Minnesota's beating Memphis. Memphis has not played good recently. Dallas speed it up. I'm running out of time in this segment. And then we got Memphis versus Minnesota. We got, Minnesota's winning. Sacramento Kings versus Dallas Mavericks. Sacramento will win that game. They will end up playing the Memphis Grizzlies, so they will end up beating. The Grizzlies are not playing good basketball, so they will win. And then going through all the games, Houston beats Minnesota. Houston beats Minnesota. OKC beats Sacramento. Both 4-game sweeps. LA plays Golden State. Honestly, it can go either way, but I do think Golden State will win. Not Golden State. Los Angeles win that game in 7. Then Denver versus Clippers. I think the Clippers with Zubac at their center could possibly, hold Jokic to less points, but I still honestly think Denver's just too good of a team to not win first round. And at the end of the day, I do think the Lakers could go to the NBA Finals. I think they can make a push, make it to the Western Conference Finals, play Boston, where they will end up beating Boston to retie the lead for how many championships total are in the for combined both teams, both at 18. So I do kind of hope LA wins it all, so they tie it back up, and this rivalry keeps getting all this media attention. I mean, it's the two most historic rivalries, and they do deserve to be both in the NBA championship game. And whoever wins it, come down to whoever's the better team at the end of the day. That's all we got for this segment. After the break, we're going back to the NBA. We're talking NBA team not power rankings, but NBA first team, second team, third team, who I think will go where. And then we're going to the MLB, and then the NFL as well, Cleveland Browns, then back to the MLB. We got season lockout potentially, and power rankings for the first week of the year, first 2 weeks. We'll get to that as soon as the break is over.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
Welcome back to the GSMC Dead Ball Sports Podcast, hosted by GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Nolan Jamber. First segment, we went over NBA postseason, NBA playoffs, right on the corner. Talked about that. This segment, NBA all-player teams. We're talking about NBA first team, second team, third team. Maybe we'll talk about, all defensive team, all that. But then we're going to the Browns after this, and then MLB for the final 2 segments after that. Before we get into all that, though, tips and donations. Tipping and donating really means the world. If you guys tip and donate, it shows that you care about the content that we are putting out. And if you donate and tip, it really means that you like the content. And by donating and tipping, we will put out the best content that we possibly can, so you're able to enjoy the live streams. So if you do want to tip or donate, if you're not in the live stream, the 2 links in the bio description. If you are in the live stream, super chat and stickers are the best way to do so. Even if you don't want to live stream, leave a comment. I mean, I love being able to talk to you guys. If you're in the live stream, type it in chat. I'll see it. I'll get to it as straight as I can, as fast as I can. If you're not in the live stream, I'll see you in the comment section. Comment in there. I'll respond to that as well. I mean, That's what I'm here for. It's my job. I love to talk sports. I love to be able to talk to the fans. So leave a comment if you want to. I'll get to it as soon as I can. But like I said, if you want to tip or donate, the 2 links in the bio description for when you're not in the live stream. If you are in the live stream, super chat and stickers are the best way to do so. With that being said, we got the NBA all-player teams. I mean, this season there's been so many players on so many teams who have just proved themselves to be some of the best players in the NBA. You got these all-rookie teams. You got some of the best. I mean, we got a great, not really the strongest rookie draft class, but you got some really good players. Like obviously, you got Jared McCain. He's hurt, but he was definitely the rookie of the year, contender, winner. He was gonna win it. Stephon Castles for the Spurs, great pickup for them. I mean, he's just proved even with Wemby out, the Spurs obviously aren't playing the best, but he's stepped up and he's helped his team so much. But I mean, I made a list of who I think will be NBA first, second, and third teams. So I want to get into that. NBA first team, obviously. SGA running the 1. SGA's obviously the leader of the MVP conversation. I don't think he's the best player in the world. I don't think he deserves it. But he has taken the OKC Thunder to a number 1 seed. I mean, for what he's done, he's averaging 35. I mean, yeah, you're going to be a first-team all-player when that happens. I mean, you can't deny the facts there. You got Donovan Mitchell at the 2, the other member of the other guard for the first team. I mean, he's also leading the Cleveland Cavaliers to another 1 seed. One of the best guards in the game. He shoots. He plays good defense. I mean, you just had to put him at the 1 seed, especially for how good he's played with the Cavaliers this season. Then you got, obviously, Jason Tatum for the Boston at the 3. Jason Tatum's probably the best forward of the NBA right now. I mean, he's just so big. He's just so talented. I mean, there's nothing this guy cannot do. He just shoots. He plays defense. He has nothing he can't do. For how big he is, he should not be able to shoot a 3-ball so consistently, and he does it regardless. And then just watching him play is so beautiful. He plays the game very well. Giannis at the 4 and Jokic at the 5. The 2 best bigs in the world, Jokic and Giannis, deserve to be there. No doubt about it. Jokic should win he is the MVP in my opinion. He's the best player in the world, but I mean he's averaging a triple-double. But he's a first-team all NBA player, and no one can debate that. Then you got Giannis, who's also averaging he's also almost averaging a triple-double. He's averaging a double-double and 1 assist, 2 or 3 assists short of averaging a triple-double. He's phenomenal. And I'm not just saying he should be there because he's averaging a triple-double. I'm saying he should be there because of how good he's played all season. Even with Dame being out, he's led this Bucks team through so much, and he's going into Detroit. He's playing in Milwaukee and in Detroit this week, to try to clinch the 5 seed. If they win, both those games will be a 5. If they go 1-1, I'm pretty sure they'll still be a 5, but it's going to be a great series regardless, and I'm excited to see how he can handle that, if he can really carry the Milwaukee Bucks through the playoffs. We'll have to wait and see, but I do think he is obviously one of the best big forwards in the game, and he deserves to be in the first team All-NBA. Let's go to second team. I mean, you got Chef Curry, still the best shooter in the league. I mean, Steph Curry has not lost his touch. I would put him in the 1 All-NBA first team, but SGA has to take a spot. Curry is still the best shooter in the game and probably the best shooter ever and best three-point shooter ever, I'll say. And he still hasn't lost his touch after all this time. He deserves to be second team at minimum. Ant-Man at 2. Ant-Man is so physical. He just plays so aggressive. He can play all 3 levels. And for leading the Timberwolves to the play, I mean, granted they're a play-in team, 8 seed right now. I do think they'll go farther than they have in the past, though. I'm excited to see how well they do. I think that obviously they beat the Grizzlies first round to play Houston, in the first round of the playoffs. I still think they'll lose. Maybe not sweep, but Houston's just so good, and the Western Conference is so difficult that he can be, I don't know. He could be surrounded by all-stars and maybe still lose. I mean, they got Rudy Gobert, one of the best defenders in the league, 4 DPOIs. But other than that, I mean, you don't got the crazy support. Julius Randle's averaging 20, huge pickup for them. But Ant-Man in the 2 and the second team, I mean, it just makes sense for me, honestly. He just plays so good. How can you have an NBA All-Team without having LeBron James? Enough said. Just LeBron James. That's all you need to know. It's LeBron James for the small forward, honestly, on the second team All-NBA. Evan Mobley for the Cavs, one of the most slept on players this year. He's played such good defense. He's also contender for DPOY, him and Draymond, but he's just played so good for the Cavaliers this season, and no one's really talking about him. He's a great forward. He just plays great paint defense. He plays very good offense as well. He's like a better offensive player in Rudy Gobert and still plays like just the amount, if not better, defense than Rudy Gobert. Then you got Karl Anthony Towns out of the New York Knicks, traded to the Knicks this season, and he has not stopped playing the way he had even in Minnesota. He's playing phenomenal basketball. He's still shooting threes. He's still making them. He's still going up in the lane. He's still driving. He's still getting blocks, getting boards. I mean, he's still doing it all, even in the Big Apple. He hasn't changed his play one bit. And, he deserves to be on second team, all team. And then we got a third team. Let's start it off. Jalen Brunson out of New York as well. I got two Knicks back to back. The Knicks, they're not I don't think they will do too hot in the playoffs. But they are a pretty good team, Individually, they got some great players. Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson, obviously Cat. I mean, you got great players. It's just Jalen Brunson isn't nearly as good compared to, Curry and SGA. He could be second team, but Curry still got his touch. Then we got my favorite player, Cade Cunningham. The paradox, some call him. It's pretty funny. But, Cade Cunningham deserves it. He's just led this Pistons team all season long to the point to where they are. And without Cade Cunningham, the Pistons would probably be in the same record as the Hornets, the Nets. They wouldn't be in the playoffs again. So Cade Cunningham 100% deserves to be there just on how well he's played this season, leading the Pistons to where they are. It's just great to see him on this list, honestly. I had to include him, and it's just a matter of where I was going to put him. Then you got, who else but Tyrese Halliburton, another guard out of the East. Another player that's just played so good for the Pacers. He's the only Pacer on this list, but he deserves it. He's a great guard. He's a great playmaker. He's one of the best playmakers in the NBA, and he 100% deserves to be there. Then you got Jaren Jackson Jr. out of Memphis, another person contending for the DPOY. He's just such a good player. He's the only player at Memphis on here as well, and he deserves to be there. His defensive play is phenomenal, and he's never lost his touch. Even when he was at Michigan State, he never lost his ability to play defense. He's always there, and he's a great interior scorer as well. To end it all off for third team, their center, Alperen Sengun out of Houston, 100% deserves to be on this list, no doubt in my mind. He's not the star of the Houston team, but he's the anchor. Without him, the Houston Rockets aren't nearly as good as they are right now. He's such a good player, such a huge role player for them. He's not a role player, I'm saying he's such a huge player for the role. He has a huge role in the team. And, for what he's filled in, for what he's done for this team all season long, no one can doubt that he's an all-NBA player. No doubt in my mind. And honestly, I think there can be adjustments to this list. Players who didn't make it. Players who should be on it, shouldn't be on it, But this is just my opinion. Obviously, it's my opinion, so I don't really care what anybody else has to say about that. I think it's not a perfect list. Obviously, I know it's not a perfect list, but I just think it's the best fit for who I like the most and who I think deserves to be there the most. That's all we got for this segment. Next segment, we're switching it up, going to the NFL, talking about the Cleveland Browns. To end it off, we're talking MLB, player lockout, and MLB power rankings for the first few weeks. We'll get right back to that after the break.
Looking for your daily fix of sports talk without having to pay for it? GSMC Sports Network is available on YouTube. Just search GSMC Sports Network. Get your fix of daily sports talk shows on YouTube, absolutely free. NFL, college football, NBA, MLB, MMA, UFC, fantasy football, and so much more. GSMC Sports Network has shows running all day long, with new sports shows starting every 2 hours. Just like on your favorite cable sports channel, except GSMC Sports Network is absolutely free. Just search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube to catch one of your new favorite shows, like the GSMC College Football Podcast, Chip Shot Football Podcast, Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, GSMC Basketball Podcast, and so many more. Check it out for yourself. GSMC Sports Network, now available on YouTube absolutely free. Search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube right now.
Welcome back to the GSMC Dead Ball Sports Podcast, hosted by GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Nolan Jamper. First two segments, NBA. Talk about power rankings, NBA playoffs coming up, and then we talked about all NBA first, second, third team, who should go where, who I think will go where. This segment, we're bouncing, like I did there, bouncing with basketball, bouncing from basketball, we're throwing it over to football. But I'm trying to have some play on words, change it up a little bit, have them, have some energy while I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? Keep all the fans attacked. I like to try to change it up a little bit. But we're going to one of the most, interesting franchises right now. The situation in Cleveland. The Cleveland Browns, unfortunately, because as you know, I'm from Detroit, I'm from Michigan, I'm a diehard Lions fan. However, when Baker Mayfield got drafted to the Browns, I became a Browns fan. They're still, nowhere near how much I like the Lions. It's like a 95-5, maybe like an 80-20 split. I love, when the Browns are on, I'm watching them. But the Lions are on, I'm watching them instead. But I love the Browns. I like following the Browns. It's a team I enjoy watching for some reason. So, the Cleveland Browns have a very interesting situation they got going on. First off, Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson, they signed him 2 seasons ago. 5 years, $250 million. 5 years, $250 million guaranteed. Not just in the contract, it's guaranteed $250 million. And from the way he's playing, you would think he was a free agent after the draft out of, Kennesaw State. Just throwing a school out there. No disrespect to Kennesaw State. But just throwing a name out there. He just hasn't played nearly as good as the Browns organization wished he was playing. And everybody knows it. Everybody in the NFL knows that, he's not playing the football that he should be playing. But what's bad when your owner says something about it. In the coaches meeting a few weeks ago, the Cleveland Browns owner, he said the words when Jim Haslam, the owner of the Browns, said, and I quote, "We took a big swing and we missed," end quote. When your owner is saying that, you messed up bad. You know that you messed up when even the owner, the GM said, you took a big swing and you missed. That's a horrible thing to say, especially while he still has 2 years under contract. They're not going to trade him. They don't want to trade him or cut him. That's too much dead money. They want to at least, utilize him, have him there while he's there. You cannot just cut him. It's just, as of right now, he still has $173 million in his contract guaranteed and $46 million to pay him. They have $46 million to pay him and $173 million in cap space remains in his contract. So they still have to pay him a lot of money. And there's no point of just cutting him loose and giving him $200 million for free. And, it's just not smart. So what they should do, before I get into that, what they did, which they could, helped a lot, they re-signed Joe Flacco to a 1-year, $4 million deal, which is an absolutely huge move for them. Joe Flacco was a great quarterback for them in that 2022 season when Deshaun was out, when they signed him and he couldn't play because of injury, and he was on suspension still from the NFL. But they signed him, and he did really good. He did great for the situation that he was put into, and they re-signed him today, actually, at pretty early in the morning. It was a pretty early announcement, I believe, 8 a.m., 7 a.m. announcement, and that's a huge pickup for the Cleveland Browns. He is getting pretty old. He's still got it in him, though, so, can't hate that. But he's still got it in him, and what he's doing with this team could be good. Last time he came in, he really helped the organization. People were enjoying watching them play because he was putting up good numbers on a team that was trying to make a playoff push because, they made it in 2020. And when they made it, they had a great run. They manhandled the Steelers first round, lost to the Chiefs second round on a bad no targeting call. it really did stink to watch them lose. But the Joe Flacco pickup was an absolutely massive pickup for them. And what the potential that he has on this team, again, with the weapons that he will have around him, he'll have Jerry Jeudy. If they draft Travis Hunter at the second overall pick, I mean, this team is going to be so good on the offensive side of the ball. Their defense is not really an issue. They had their secondary and Cam Ward, phenomenal safety, re-signed Myles Garrett. They could, what I think they will do, I think they obviously draft either, with them just picking up Joe Flacco, I think now they draft Travis Hunter with the second overall pick, trade up to later first round, mid-first round, and get Shedeur if he's still on the board. Because Abdul Carter, that'd be a great pickup for them as well, but he's gone. He will not be there by the time they get a pick again. There's just no way. I mean, yeah, the Titans are going to pick him first overall. That's Cam Ward. But the Giants could take Abdul Carter. I mean, if the Browns select Travis Hunter, the Giants get Abdul. If the Browns select Abdul, the Giants get Travis Hunter. I mean, there's no way either of them are still available by the time the Browns trade up, unless they trade for the third overall pick, which the Giants will not accept. There's just no way. But they could end up, drafting Travis, trading up, get Shedeur, and, I mean, that offense would be insane. You got the team chemistry already from Colorado with a vetted quarterback like Flacco. I mean, this Browns team is going to be very interesting to see for sure. I mean, the Browns know what they have to get. Yeah, they'll get a few linebackers, get some few D linemen, maybe. I mean, they're deep. Their secondary is not bad at all. Their secondary is not really a concern for them. They weren't losing games last year because of how many points they were letting up. It's because they weren't scoring enough points on offense. That was their problem. Their defense is only letting up about 2 touchdowns, maybe 3 touchdowns a game, which honestly is not bad considering how good NFL players are, like how good these kids are built nowadays, how fast, how agile, how good they are. Letting up 2 touchdowns a game isn't too bad. It's just when your offense is putting up 3, 7, 10 points and you're losing games like that. I mean, it's just a bad look. And towards like the last 3 games of the season, they weren't making the playoffs. They won 3 games. They just started to sit all their starters anyway. So they're going to rest them up. Yeah, towards the end of the season, you can look at the box scores. They were letting up more points, and that wasn't their starters. That was their second, third strings practice squad guys. So they should honestly, look into. Obviously, it's going to be Travis, probably second overall pick now, just because they got Joe Flacco. Straight up for Shedeur, and then maybe probably get some D linemen to match Myles Garrett on his other side. If Myles is going, right, get some kid, I'm going to say Abdul Carter. They won't get him. He will be gone, but pick him up on the other side. I mean, that'd be an insane duo, Abdul and Myles Garrett. I mean, that's an insane combination of players to have on one side of the ball. And plus, like I said, their defense is already good enough. So they don't really need, secondary-wise, they don't really need any more secondary, but there's always plenty more to get. It never hurts to have more cornerback safeties, strong safeties. Never hurts to get guys of that, guys of that nature. Linebackers, their linebackers aren't, the best in the NFL. They're not the worst. They're very middle of the pack. So they could address the linebacker situation later in the rounds because linebackers, they do go kind of early. So you would have to, second, third round guys. If you're that good, a first-round linebacker. But they should address the linebacker situation probably in the third or fourth round. There can be some guys, who are sitting around waiting to get picked. So at the end of the day, we just have to wait and see how that turns out. They should, obviously go Travis Hunter first, possibly Shedeur if possible, and then they'll go from there. Go defense after that. The running back room is fine. Offensive line is really good. I think their offensive line is good. People don't, but I think they have they're good enough offensive line to, protect Joe Flacco. They can always make trades as well. They have a lot of cap room, even with this Deshaun Watson contract. They still have a lot of cap room, so they could make some quick 1-2 year signing deals for a few $1 million and call it quits after that. Make some moves and bang. Well, we will see in about 2 weeks, week and a half, when we're going to Green Bay for the draft. We'll see what happens with Cleveland. We'll see what happens to every team, but Cleveland Browns are going to be a very interesting team to see. Draft, who they'll pick, who will go where, and, what they decide to do. So they matter of time. That's all we got for this third segment. The next 2 segments, like I said, we're going to the MLB. We're talking MLB Power Rankings, Week 2, and then a possibility of MLB lockout in 2026. We'll get right back to that after the break.
For the best and latest podcasts available anywhere, go to the podcast app on your cell phone and type in GSMC to access free content-rich podcasts on health and wellness, book reviews, sports, entertainment, relationships, social media, movies, technology, finance, and even weird news. Subscribe and download the GSMC Podcast Network's family of shows, available everywhere podcasts are found.
Welcome back to the GSMC Double Sports Podcast, hosted by GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Nolan Jamber. First, your segments. NBA, had to talk about the power rankings in the playoffs right now, who's going to go where. Talk about first team, second team, third team, who I think deserves to be in each spot, who is, obviously, in my opinion, who I thought would be in each spot. And I thought it was a pretty good list, so talked about that. And then, last segment, we were talking about the Cleveland Browns, that situation in the NFL. Who they should draft, who they might draft. Talked about that. Segment number 4. MLB Power Rankings. We are currently in week 2 of the MLB, going on week 3. But, had to talk about the Power Rankings. We got some teams in here that, are just funny. I mean, there's teams in here that, there's no bad teams in here. I'm going to talk about the top 6 teams. But none of these teams don't deserve to be here. But it's just like some of the teams, how they're performing right now, they could easily drop within the next, week or two. So let's start it off. I'll go from 6 to 1. We'll go from non-chronological. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change it up. In the 6th spot, the Chicago Cubs. Not the White Sox. I almost said Chicago White Sox. It's the Cubs. The Chicago Cubs are one of the best offensive ratings in the MLB right now. Not because of their hitting, because of their ability at the plate to not swing, take walks, and get steals. I mean, this team has played so good this past few weeks because of how good their stealing and eye at the plate is. That's why they're the 6th best team in the MLB right now. Because they don't swing at wild pitches. They're looking for the balls. They know the strike zone. They're knowing, what's coming. They scout report. They know the scouting reports. They know who's throwing, probably what he's going to throw, when he's throwing it. And, they go from there. They get on base, they steal. A lot of their runs are coming from steals. And when there's guys on base, people are getting hits when they need to. Taking them, in the gap, deep right field, deep left field, popping out, sac fly, whatever. Guy gets home. That's a run on the board. Add it to the stat sheet. But they're playing so good. They're in the 6th spot because of how well their on-base percentage is from walking and stealing. We got the Yankees as the 5 seed. The Yankees lost a series to Detroit 2-1. Almost was 3-0. Almost got swept by Detroit. They were up 3-0. No, 2-0 going into the 8th. They won 4-3. They barely beat they almost got swept by the Tigers at home. They were before they played them, they were 5-2. They're now currently 7-4. So, I mean, they just won the last series. But the Yankees have not been performing well right now. Their pitching isn't pitching too good. Their bats are still batting. They're still hitting great. But not for the Yankees standards. For Yankee standards, they're not hitting that good, surprisingly. But the pitching is the problem with the Yankees now. The pitchers aren't pitching. They aren't doing their job very well, letting up a lot of runs. And, that can't be happening. If you want to win baseball games, you got to be able to hit and not let up as many runs as the other team. And they are hitting well, but not letting up. They're letting up too many runs, and that's where they're losing. Then we're going across town. We're going from the Yankees to the Mets. The Mets are one of the best power hitting teams in the MLB right now. Juan Soto, one of the best pickups that they could have made. He got out of his little slump. He was a little slump at the start of the year, swinging at some questionable pitches, but now he's ready to play and he's hitting well. Lindor, same as him. Lindor is hitting very well. Hit well for them last year. Hitting well for them again. I mean, the Mets are a great team. They are probably the best team in New York right now. They are. I think they're better than the Yankees. But, I mean, they're good. I mean, like I said, Lindor hitting great. He just reached the 1,500 hit mark last week. I mean, you know how good that is? I mean, 1,500 hits, that's not, nothing too easy, I'll say that. But he's a great hitter. Soto, I mean, he's raking. It's Soto. One of the best hitters in the league right now. One of the best hitters of the 2020s already. Not saying already, he's been in the league a little while. But still, I mean, that sign up for how much he was, it's looking like it's paying off right now. We got San Diego in the 3 spot. I mean, San Diego, one of the only teams to start undefeated with the Dodgers. I mean, it's the Padres. They're playing well. They're playing great baseball. I mean, what else can I say about them? They have the 3rd lowest ERA in MLB because their pitching is so dominant. They have the 3rd lowest ERA, and that's why they have such a good record. They only have 3 losses as of right now, and their pitching is just so good right now. Their hitting isn't, it's not super good. It's not horrible whatsoever. It's actually pretty good. You're not going to be the 3rd best team in the MLB with bad hitting. But it could be better. They're just they're winning games because they're getting so many, they're pitching so well, letting up so little runs that their hitting doesn't have to be as good. They're getting 2-3 runs and winning games 2-0, 3-0, 3-1. I mean, who cares? If you're winning games, you're winning games. You can't even, can't hate that. I wouldn't hate that at all, honestly. But honestly, Robert Suarez, I mean, he's their best pitcher right now. He's one of the best closers in the league right now. And him being able to come into games, finish them strong from the 7th inning when they need him to. I mean, a closer should be for the 8th and 9th. He comes in the 7th and he just does his thing. And Robert Suarez is one of the reasons the Dodgers are doing so well because of his pitching ability. You got the Phillies in 2. Red October. I love the Phillies. Phillies are one of my favorite teams in the MLB. I love watching them play. Kyle Schwarber, he's hitting. He's always been a hitter, and he's fine. He's got his rhythm again, and he's hitting. I mean, then you got guys like Castellanos. I mean, when he hits a home run, check on your families. I mean, this guy just seems to just do better on national when there's like a tragedy happens. But, I mean, this team, Bryce Harper, Brandon Marsh, I mean, these guys are just hitting so well right now, and I mean, that's the reason they're the 2nd best team in the MLB. They're playing so well, and, I mean, they're just hitting, they're pitching. I mean, they just have some of the best hitters. Like I said, Kyle Schwarber, Castellanos, Bryce Harper. I mean, Bryce Harper is one of the best players of the MLB. I'm not going to say in MLB history, but the 2010s era, he was probably my favorite player behind Mike Trout that wasn't on the Tigers. And he's still playing good he's been in the league a little while, but he's still playing great baseball. I mean, this Phillies team is just hitting so well that, I mean, they're gonna make a run because of how good. Because their plate discipline is just like the Cubs, except they're hitting a lot. They're hitting better than the Cubs, and that's why they're also scoring so many runs a game. And then at number 1, who saw this coming? Not me. The Los Angeles Dodgers, the reigning MLB champions. Who would have thought the team with the? You know what's funny? Not even the biggest payroll in the MLB, and they're the best team. They're the 3rd. They have the 3rd highest payroll. You got the Mets, both teams in New York. Mets, Yankees. Then you moved to LA. I mean, it's the 3 biggest market teams in the world, New York and LA. You would think the Angels would be on there too, because they're LA, but they're not. Angels are having a good season though, 8-4, playing good. But let's go back to the Dodgers. I mean, it's LA. I mean, they started 9-0, lost to the Cubs. Started 9-1, lost 2 more, 9-3. I mean, 3-game losing streak. I mean, for a team that started 9-0, you never want to see a losing streak. But, I mean, it's still the Dodgers. They can be on a 5-game losing streak and go on a 20-game win streak. It's the Dodgers. No one is stopping the Dodgers right now. I mean, Blake Snell, Clayton Kershaw. I mean, Blake Snell's pitching great while Kershaw's out. When Kershaw comes back, they will just be back to full strength. I mean, Blake Snell's a phenomenal pitcher as well. I mean, who else? I mean, the Dodgers are just the best team in the MLB. They are so good on every side of the ball. They're hitting. They're fielding. Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts. I mean, these guys play phenomenal infield ball, phenomenal bat play. I mean, these guys are just, they probably will go back-to-back. And on paper, I've said this before, they are the best team historically on paper. I think they are the most talented team on paper ever. Yeah, you could say, ooh, the 1980 Yankees. Nostalgia's a thing. I'm telling you, it's because of nostalgia. I guarantee you any team from the 80s, 90s play the current Dodgers, they lose by 5, maybe 5 is too much, 2 runs minimum. The Dodgers are just so good nowadays. They're just such a good team that they play any team from any era and they win. They are just possibly the best team ever on paper. And if people are watching this and disagree, I'm sorry, but that's just my take. I think they're the best team ever on paper. And with the roster they have, no one can tell me otherwise. You have the best two-way player of all time in Shohei. He's already the best two-way player ever. You don't steal 50 bags and get 50 home runs in a single season. The first player to ever do that, by the way. 50 stolen bags and 50 home runs in a single season. First player ever. You don't just do that. You don't just do that. I mean, that's just actually insane. And he wasn't even pitching last year. And he's not going to pitch again this year. When he comes back on the mound, I believe later this year or next year, he is going to be a force again. He will win another MVP. I mean, he's going to end his career with like 4 or 5 most likely if he pitches and bats again. I mean, like he used to. I mean, it's Shohei, best player possible. He's already. I mean, at this rate, he'll be one of the best players, possibly the best player ever, if he keeps this up. But before I wrap it up for this segment, I'm gonna go over it one more time. Rank them 6-1. We had Chicago Cubs at the 6, Yankees at the 5, Mets at the 4. Excuse me, I burped. I'm sorry. San Diego Padres at the 3, Philly at the 2, and the Dodgers at the 1. I think that's possibly the best list you can get. But if you think so, if you think differently, let me know. That's just my list. That's all I got for this segment. To end it off, staying with the MLB possible lockout. We'll talk about it right after the break. Welcome back to the GSMC Dead Ball Sports Podcast, hosted by GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Nolan Jamber. All the segments we talked about before, we had 2 NBA, power rankings, and NBA first, second, third team. We had the Browns, what's going on in Cleveland, and we just talked about the MLB and their power rankings through week 2. Finally, segment 5, to end it all off, we're talking potential MLB lockout towards the 2026 season. Lockouts are never fun. I mean, who enjoys watching people miss out watching your favorite sport because people just want more money? It's never fun. I don't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy the 2021 lockout either. I thought it was, I didn't enjoy it. We missed 2 weeks of baseball because of it. I wasn't happy, to say the least. But MLB lockout in 2026 is a very high possibility. Before we talk about why, I want to talk about the first one, the most recent one that happened. It started December of 2021, lasted 99 days. Couldn't make it through 100. And 99, I think that's pretty funny. It lasted from December all the way to March 10th of 2022. And like I said, they missed the first 2 series of the MLB regular season. No one liked it. Everyone thought, why are they sitting out? Well, obviously the guys got to make money. These guys are protesting money, and that's fair. Can't hate on that. You gotta make your dollars. You're getting paid millions of dollars. If these guys are getting paid this much, I want to make this much as well. I want to make a little more than I already am. So, they came to decisions, paid their players. Cool, we're good. And now the reason for a potential 2026 MLB lockout, the MLB, one of the only sports league in the U.S. that doesn't have a salary cap. Play the players however much they want, for how long they want. They are talking about implementing a salary cap at the end of this season, going into next season. And people don't like that. They have a set ceiling and a floor. So the floor, obviously, how minimum they get paid, ceiling, how much they can get paid. And players don't like that. Especially these big-name guys, Shohei, Mike Trout, Soto, to name a few. Vladimir Guerrero, he's signed, $500 million contract, 14 years. He's not going to be happy about that, especially after signing a huge contract like that. So, a lockout is most likely going to happen at the end of next season, and no one wants to see that happen at all. No one likes it. So, why it could happen? The lockout is when the CBA tends to expire, and then it expires in December 2026. So going into 2027, basically. So 2 years away. But still, that's far away, but still close enough to where people were like, this could be a problem. And there's plenty of time, figure something out in the meantime, what they should do, how they'll do it, what's going to happen. What is going to happen? So, as of right now, 9 teams in the MLB are spending over $200 million to keep their rosters, active. A lot of those are all big-name teams. You got the Blue Jays literally just signed Vladdy to $500 million themselves, but that doesn't matter. You got both New York teams, Padres, Phillies, LA. All these big-name teams are spending a lot of money to keep their rosters alive, keep them strong, keep them dominant. Then you got 5 teams who are paying under $100 million to keep their rosters alive. And these are the teams that aren't performing as well. White Sox, Mariners, Angels. You notice, a lot of the teams that aren't nearly as good, have worse records, play worse, have bad teams because they're paying less for their players. They're paying cheap, and they're not getting the best talent that they can. But with the salary cap, the bad teams would prosper and the good teams would suffer because you're losing a lot of money. You're going to have to cut players, trade players for compensation, money, all that stuff. So people don't want to see that happen because obviously, like I said earlier, lockouts are never fun. You never want to see a lockout happen. So what should they do? They definitely shouldn't implement a salary cap. I don't think that's good for the sport. I think what they should do is leave it the way it is. I think they shouldn't implement a salary cap. The salary cap makes baseball what it is. It's tradition. There's never been a salary cap before, so adding one now would just kind of make no sense, in my opinion. And a lot of these big-name players have to go somewhere else, and not only will that affect the teams, MLB viewership, sponsors, they will definitely lose viewership and sponsors because of this. You're losing, let's say, a big-name, let's say Shohei Ohtani. He's sponsored by a team out in LA. Let's say he's sponsored by Microsoft. Let's give an example. He's sponsored by Microsoft. We're out in Silicon Valley. He gets traded from LA to, St. Louis Cardinals. I'm saying that because it really isn't. I don't really know much about St. Louis, but I'm assuming there's probably not much out there. Big name corporations. The Dodgers and the MLB are losing a lot of money on sponsorships from Microsoft because he has to move out to LA. So, and now Microsoft will probably not endorse anybody, maybe endorse someone a lot smaller for a lot less money, so it doesn't really matter. And Shohei's losing a bunch of money from sponsorships because he's out in St. Louis, where like I said, I really know what's out in St. Louis. So, I don't think they should implement a salary cap for reasons like that. Lose a lot of big name players to small market teams who aren't getting paid enough to, kind of want to stick around. Maybe they want to leave, go somewhere else. I'm not sure. But I think MLB adding the salary cap would be bad for the sport. Just, like I said, losing a lot of big-name guys, losing players you don't want to see in locations they don't want to be in. So, at the end of the day, it's really going to be up to the players. It's not up to the players, up to the league, what they want to do. if they do implement a salary cap, it will be, I don't know, not the best decision for the organization, for the league. But if they don't, things will be perfectly normal. Everybody stays the same, and everyone's happy, gets their money, fans are happy, they don't lose their favorite player. I mean, imagine like you're like an Angels fan and you lose Mike Trout. I mean, Mike Trout's like the only good thing you got left over there. No offense to Angels fans, but you guys really don't have much going on over there. Since you guys lost Shohei, at least, as well. But still, it's never fun when you have a team, lose a player like that. So implementing the salary cap would not be a good decision in my opinion. Adding it would be very catastrophic for viewership and money reasons as well. So at the end of the day, we will have to wait and see what the MLB decides to do. If they do decide to do it, interesting decision. But we'll have to wait until December 2026, which is still 2 years away, basically. But a year and a half, I guess. But in the grand scheme of things, that's right around the corner. And that's a lot of money left on the table for the MLB to decide what to do. If they'll do it, we'll have to wait and see. But like I said, it's only a matter of time. Thank you all for tuning in to the GSMC Dead Ball Sports Podcast, hosted by GSMC Sports Network. Your continuous support really does mean the world. So if you want to, if you're on YouTube, please like, share, and comment. It's always the best when our fans get to promote our content, gets our names out there. It really means a lot. If you want to stay up to date with all GSMC Sports News Network, just follow us on all our socials. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter /X, Instagram, Snapchat. It's the best way to stay up to date with everything we're posting, everything that's going on, who's posting what, all that. So like I said, thank you for your continuous support. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Have a great day and a great weekend.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great.